crash hard, but sure don't break. Roots go deep, no storm can take. This land of ours where hearts ignite. Saipan stands holding tight. Tinian whispers, winds that heal. Roar rises, forged in steel. Island strong, we carry on. Through the dark, we find the dawn. Hold the line, we sing our song. Saipan, Tinian, Rota, Island strong. Sky turns gray, but we don't fall. Towers crumble, we rebuild all. Sweat and tears, they mark the ground. Every loss, the strength we found. Mountains call, they stand so proud. Oceans roar, but we're not cowed. Island strong, we carry on. Through the dark, we find the dawn. Hold the line, we sing our song. Saipan, Tinian, Rota, Island strong. Island strong, we carry on. Through the dark, we find the dawn. Hold the line, we sing our song. Saipan, Tinian, Rota, Island strong.
Hey bro, can I grab your bush?
Yeah, man, go for it.
Right on. Thanks, bro. Hey bro, can I grab your bush too?
Sure, bro. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Now I can grab my own bush. Saipan, it's time to grab your bush. Pick up a 12-pack of ice-cold bush, and you're in for more than just a refreshing beer. Every 12-pack gives you a chance to win exclusive bush gear and more. So don't wait. Swing by your favorite store, grab your bush, and join the fun. Because here in Saipan, the best moments are even better with Bush. Grab your bush today.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
This is AP News Minute. Secretary of State Marco Rubio appears to be backing off President Donald Trump's assertion that his administration would run Venezuela after the U.S. took President Nicolas Maduro into custody Saturday and flew him to the U.S. He tells NBC's Meet the Press that Washington will use control of Venezuela's oil industry to force policy changes.
Here's the bottom line on it is we expect to see changes in Venezuela. Changes of all kinds, long-term, short-term. We'd love to see all kinds of changes, but the most immediate changes are the ones that are in the national interest of the United States.
There were protesters outside the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, New York Sunday, where Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro is being held on U.S. charges of participating in narco-terrorism conspiracy. His wife is also charged. Venezuela's defense minister is demanding the release of Maduro and says the U.S. military action poses a serious threat to the global order. I'm Donna Warder.
Fox Sports Update.
NFL Week 18 got underway with a Saturday doubleheader. The road to the Super Bowl in the NFC will go through Seattle.
They're down and 2. Charbonnet. He's got it and plenty more. Touchdown Seattle.
Courtesy ESPN, that Zach Charbonnet run was the only touchdown of the game as the Seahawks defense dominated the 49ers in a 13-3 win on the road, clinching the NFC West title and the top seed in the conference.
This is Ainsley Earhart. Thank you for joining me for the 52-episode podcast series, The Life of Jesus.
A listening experience that will provide hope, comfort, and understanding of the greatest story ever told. Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Earlier in the day, the Bucs kept their playoff hopes alive in the rain.
Mayfield from the pocket, swings it across the middle, touchdown, Cade Otton.
Courtesy ESPN, Baker Mayfield hit Cade Otton for that touchdown on Tampa Bay's opening drive. It was their only touchdown of the game, but enough in a 16-14 win over the Panthers. The NFC South title comes down to Sunday's Falcons-Saints game. A Saints win sends the Bucs to the playoffs. A Falcons win means the Panthers get in. The AFC's top seed also undecided. The Broncos can clinch with a win over the Chargers on Sunday. If they slip up, the Patriots can take the top seed with a win at home over the Dolphins. College football news, according to multiple reports, former North Texas quarterback Drew Mestemaker is heading to Oklahoma State after leading the nation in passing yards as a redshirt freshman. Mestemaker reunites with his head coach Eric Morris, who left North Texas to take over the Cowboys program. Hot stove news. The Blue Jays have agreed to terms with free agent hitter Kazuma Okamoto of Japan. The 29-year-old played 11 seasons in Japan, hitting at least 30 home runs 6 times. He'll likely play third base in Toronto. Another Japanese player, right-handed pitcher Kona Takahashi, will not sign with a major league team, instead deciding to return to Japan's Seibu Lions. NBA news. Victor Wembanyama missed his second straight game for the Spurs on Saturday with a knee injury, and Magic guard Jalen Suggs is out indefinitely with a knee contusion suffered on Friday. You can listen and follow the Fox Sports Podcast on foxsports.com or wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Tim McMaster.
Get more on the Fox Sports app and foxsports.com.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
As the day unfolds with laughter and cheer, Brad's got the magic that brings us all near. Sharing tales of hope, dreams that shine bright. Good morning, Marianas, together we ignite. So join the palm trees, we dance through the days, the rhythm and soul. Together we rise through the moments we share. Good morning, Marianas, feel the love everywhere. Wake up to the sunshine in the morning light. Good vibes all around, everything feels right. Brad on the show, bringing joy to our day. Into the Marianas breeze, let the worries drift away. Yeah. Raise your voices high, let the music play on. Good morning, Marianas, we're where you belong.
Nina's Kitchen, so delicious. I need a burger and a soda with it. It tastes so great, got me so addicted. Let's hop in the car, gotta go and get it.
Nina's Kitchen, so delicious. Good morning, Marianas. Holy smokes. It is Monday morning here. It is right. We are working again. Can you believe it? Just when you thought it was safe to get out of bed. No, you actually have to go and do something today. Well, not if you got austerity today. So at least you got that going for you. But my goodness, it is good to be back with you guys today. It's a little more echoey in here today. I know I took some stuff down. I got to put some more stuff back up. You'll see it later. You'll hear it later anyway. But it is 7:52 in the morning, and it is a great one for you today. I'm so glad that you guys are here. I hope you had a great weekend. It certainly was a crazy one. All kinds of craziness happening, starting at about, I don't know, Saturday night. Holy freaking crap. I know we're going to get to all that here in just a little bit. But first, let's get to some of the stuff for you and talk about like what we've got going on for a beautiful day today. It is going to be just amazing, hopefully, today. But we are looking for some showers throughout today. Cloudy skies, high near 86. It's going to be a little windy. Gusts as high as 28 miles per hour. 28 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation, 70%. So that means we are going to get rain, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's going to rain for sure. But check this out. It is just about 8 o'clock. We're at 7:53, and it's 75 degrees. 75 degrees in Saipan right now. I mean, that could be snow. Bundle up, get your scarf, get everything that you need. 75 degrees outside right now is absolutely wild in Saipan in January, but we'll take it. All right, well, anyway, right now there's a high surf advisory out there up until tomorrow morning. Also, a rip current statement out there until tomorrow morning as well. So be careful if you're going out there on the water. There were a lot of clouds and drizzly stuff earlier this morning, but it's going to be kind of gray throughout the day. It's going to be kind of gray tonight, too. Expect the same kind of stuff if you're going to be going out at the beach or something tomorrow. Be careful because it is going to be gray and windy. Tomorrow, the wind's going to die down a little bit, and throughout the week, it's supposed to get better, but a little bit closer to the end of the week. In the meantime, this is kind of what you get, and so don't hate it. Just know that that's what we've got today for weather. It's not our fault. I don't even blame Landon for this weather. Let's just blame Brandon. We'll blame Brandon for the weather because we think everything's looking pretty good on our side, and it's all his fault. Brandon's fault. Brandon's fault. Brandon's fault. That's right. Yeah, I'm seeing you guys over there in the comments. It is pretty cool up there in Dandan. And I'm telling you, I woke up when I left the house this morning. I was in a cloud, and I'm not kidding. It was an absolute cloud walking out. It wasn't just foggy. It was straight up cloud stuff up there on the top of outside. But that was wild. Anyway, great to see you guys. Tobak Castro, the man, the myth, the legend over there in Dandan in the house. Good to see you. My friend Chris Tomakani's a happy guy. We're going to be talking about what his Seahawks did in just a little bit. In fact, after we come back from traffic. Casper Lazama, the ghost, is in the house. He is here and amazing. Eric Moffness, man, we got to get you on to talk about what it was like having all those cruisers. Do they call them cruisers? The tourists that came in off the cruise ship? But we had all of them in the house. And so I wonder how that was for you. I know that must have been a busy day, at least a busy few days over there in the port. Well, hey, I'll tell you what, it's busy for the port for sure, but not so much anymore. But it was going to be busy on the roads. Let's take a look at what things look like for traffic today. Today's traffic brought to you by the good folks over at AK Toyota. That's right, Atkins Kroll Toyota. You can sing the song if you want. You can. That's right. You come on down and you can do that. Well, anyway, let's take a look at traffic today and get your first look. We'll start over there. Let's start by AK. What do you think about that? Go over there. Traffic is looking smooth by AK, although it's a little bit slow building up to it if you're going north because everybody's trying to go over there and take a look. Like, hey, I know they opened earlier, but I still want to take a look at those fancy new cars. I know. They don't open this early probably. I'm guessing it's probably a little bit closer to 9. Maybe. We'll find out. All right, well, let's get into it. We're in Garapan right now, and we're taking a look. You're looking at the intersection by the tennis courts / pickleball courts. We should try to make that officially change. If they can change it to the Gulf of America, we can call those tennis courts Pickleball America courts, Pickleball America Memorial Park. All right, anyway, a little bit of traffic for folks heading north and coming down Navy Hill, but not too shabby. A little bit more traffic when you're over there by JG Sablon Water, but it's still not that bad. Taking a look at the double barrel look going down Beach Road and Middle Road at the same time. A little bit of lights for folks heading south at the Gualo Rye light and again at Quartermaster in both directions. Again, don't worry, there's no major backup. It's just that your regular intersection traffic. At the intersection that matters, at the place where connections matter, IT&E, you see folks waving at each other at the intersection because there's nothing going on except for a bunch of red lights over there in front of there. Also, people trying to get a selfie with Paul Guerrero. Fun fact, you're going to have to wait till he gets in there. A little bit of traffic in front of Napa and the old AK, which is coming apart. In fact, even the intersection is shaped like the letter A. You can see it in there. There's traffic in a little bit. Folks heading north, folks are trying to take a left at the light, and just a little bit coming south. Out behind us, you see that folks are trying to get to that light as well, going north on Beach Road, but not too bad. Scrolling down, looking south, everything looking pretty good. A little bit of traffic by the police station, by the courthouse, but it's not that much. School's out today, so You're not seeing all that school bus traffic as we creep around and get to Guangdong Hardware intersection. And you can see folks trying to get up and down the hill and across, going through Monsignor Martinez, going through Azlito area, and it's looking just fine. Some traffic over there at the colleges. Folks get hung up at the light over there. But again, it's pretty light this morning. This is the time you want to do it. San Vicente looking pretty good. Some folks over there by the old roundhouse, but still not too bad. You know, if you folks got some time and you're wondering what you're going to do today on your austerity day, where are we going to go for lunch? You should think about going to Ina's Kitchen, because if today's not a happy day for you, you don't like the rain, they've got the best comfort food over there. They've got some nice chowder that'll go in there. I'm telling you, that corn chowder will make you want to change your religion. And whatever special they have is really good. But of course, they got great stuff there all the time. And their desserts are amazing. But what you really want is to just check out whatever the special is and get a bowl of that soup. Today's a perfect soup day. This is soup weather in Saipan, and it's what I would do. Maybe that's where we're going to go in a little bit. Anyway, great to have you guys here. Great to see you. We're going to be talking a little bit about some of these massive issues that have been happening around the world since the weekend. But before we get to that, we got to have a little bit of fun. We got to make sure we can talk about some stuff that we really like. You know what that means, the National Football League. We're going to get you caught up with all your scores while you guys are just waking up this morning. They have been playing football for a while, and holy smokes, we found out what happened yesterday when you mess around and find out. The Buccaneers beat the Panthers 16-14. That happened yesterday. You know what else happened yesterday? Chris Tomakani, Seahawks beat the 49ers. Sorry, Josh Wise. 13-3. But in action today, the Colts fall to the Texans 30-38, and it was a crazy interception at the end of the game. I'm telling you, it was wild. The Browns, yes, they're the Cleveland Browns. They end up beating the Bengals 20-18. And a close one that means nothing. The Falcons knock off the Saints, which was a pretty exciting game, actually. I'm surprised. But you know what wasn't exciting? The Packers offense. They got nothing. They end up scoring a field goal as time expires. They lose to the Vikings 16-3, and it wasn't exciting. It was exciting for the folks from Duval because the Jaguars win at home to close out the season 41-7 over the Titans to clinch the South. The Cowboys fall to the Giants 34-17. That means the Giants will get the second pick of the draft because the first pick is going to the Raiders. The Raiders right now are playing at home in their season finale against the Chiefs, an AFC West battle that means nothing this year. Right now, the Chiefs have the lead and the ball 3-0 with 1:13 left to go in the first quarter. The Rams are tied up with the Cardinals in L.A. Rams are about to kick a field goal here, all tied up. 11:47 left in the second quarter. The other late games, the Commies, that's right, the Washington Commanders, are playing against the Eagles in Philly. The Commies have the ball with 13:28 left to go in the second quarter, trailing by 7-0. The Dolphins and Patriots going at it in New York in their season finale as well. Dolphins have the ball down 14-0 with 10:06 left to go. The Lions and the Bears. The Lions got the ball. The Bears have nothing. And this is another disappointing game for Detroit. Nobody thought that that's how it was going to go for them, but hey, that's how it went. So 11:32 left to go. Lions got the ball, 3-0, 4th and 10 at the Chicago 12. Probably Dan Campbell, they're going to go for it because why not? Broncos hosting the Chargers right now. Just about a minute left in the first quarter. They've got the ball and the lead up 10-0. The Jets and the Bills. The Bills have the ball up 7-0 in their final game at Highmark Stadium, at least the current Highmark Stadium. Next year, they're playing right across the street in the brand new stadium. But this is the send-off, a game that doesn't mean a whole lot for them either. Whole lot of subs playing. The late game tonight is going to be the Ravens and the Steelers. A lot of playoff seedings going to be determined by how things go tonight, but that's just about it. Mitch Trubisky is getting the start for the Bills as Josh Allen and a heap of Buffalo Bills getting a rest. He threw a touchdown pass to Dawson Knox early in the first first quarter, and right now it's all Bills. I'll tell you, it's just the end of the first quarter. Here's what the stats look like. Total yards, Jets, 9 yards, Bills, 165. Passing yards, Jets, nothing. Bills, 99. Rushing yards, Jets, 9. Bills, 66. Average per play, 1.5 for the Jets and 7.9 for the Bills. That is what's going on right now. It's only the first quarter. Anything can happen. It's Mitch Trubisky. It's Ray Davis. And Dalton Kincaid is back as well. So a lot of guys getting rest as they get ready for the playoffs. That's what's going on. Good morning, Bruce Camacho. Yes, they are the commies. The Commanders, the Washington Commanders are the commies. I heard that from Angelo Villagomez out there in Washington. I loved that was what folks out there are calling it. And that's where he's living, in that part of town now. So I thought that was just absolutely great. Anyway, and Richie Junio or Junio, either way, it's great to see you. Thanks for joining us today. I know, Luisa, I'm telling you, it's crazy. Those Seahawks, them coming in and looking that strong. I mean, that is just great. I mean, also, I'll tell you what, the 49ers, don't forget, they had I feel like everybody got injured on their team this year, even their coach. Everybody got injured in San Francisco this year. They should win some kind of an award just for making it to the playoffs. Playoffs? Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking. But still, they should still win something. Yeah, give them a medal. That's right. It's everybody gets a medal. That's how we're going to call it. All right. Well, guys, I know it's early, and we're going to hit a little bit deep a little bit today. We've got stuff that we want to hit today for sure. And, one of the big things is, let's talk about the biggest thing that's happening right now, I guess, aside from football. I mean, football is the one that we care about the most, right? Yeah, football. But this whole thing about what kicked off Saturday night, after the Saipan Hash House Harriers, before we left, someone's like, holy crap, the U.S. just went into Venezuela. I'm like, oh my goodness, that should be interesting. That's going to be an interesting topic. Let's see how that goes. It just seemed like the world got crazy there for a minute. And then you hear more about it. And then the other part is then you see some of the reactions happening all around the world about that stuff. Oh, yeah, just seeing you guys. A boo-boo medal. That's awesome. Yes, they do, Chris. They get ADA parking. I know I'm jumping on topics here. And the beer tasted sweeter yesterday. I know for all you guys it did. But getting back to this, this whole thing with Venezuela, I think is something worth talking, and especially about all the different takes on it that people have, and the rush to judgment on things, and then how people's first reactions are all about, I think, more where they identify politically before they hear about what really is going on, and that's a big thing to me, because you hear about I don't know where to begin, but we could hit almost every single thing. I saw one outlet. Oh, can we find out? Is there anybody from the Marianas who was a part of that attack or that extraction mission in Venezuela? Why in the friggin' world would you want to know if it's people from where we're from about that? Seriously. I mean, I would want to know afterwards, but it is the United States Armed Forces. If that includes people from here, so be it. And then we hear about it afterwards, cool. But the folks from the military, it should be not even on their list of things to do, to say, all right, well, we got people from, we got some folks from Puerto Rico, we got some folks from New Mesa, we got some folks from Butte, Montana. We're going to tell you where everybody's from who was a part of this. No, I mean, it's the dumbest thing. I guess it's okay to ask, but it shouldn't be something you should expect if your folks are in there. You know what I mean? If there's, can you tell me if there's, I can't imagine, the governor of New York State saying, hey, just want to find out, Mr. Secretary of War, is there anybody from New York who's in there? I mean, if it's not the National Guard or something like that, I mean, I guess, but
if your unit gets deployed or something like that, like at some point, there's some operational security involved in that. Like, why would you tell anybody about that stuff? Maybe afterwards, after it's all said and done, but like it seems weird to make a big deal about like who it was and where they went and all that other stuff. Unless something tragic happens, which is not the case. It just seems like a weird talking point to me. Yeah, I mean, it does, right, Bruce? I'm serious. Like, it seems like kind of a dumb thing to ask. There's no dumb question. Yeah, I think there are. I like that one. It was, there's no such thing as a dumb question. Just dumb people who ask questions. So, I know it's bad. But, yeah, I think if word came down that there were people from here who were killed or something like that, then it becomes something, right? Other than that, you don't ask about, like, where every soldier is from when they go and do their stuff. You know, that's just it's not a topic. It's really weird. And to say, hey, were our people involved in this? The other thing is, the reactions that I've seen about this stuff from Venezuela, again, with, like, you got to process stuff and figure out how you're going to think about it too. But if you automatically jump to a point of view of a certain party, like if you say, yeah, Trump's the man, he always does everything right. I mean, like, that doesn't work. And if you're the one that says, oh my God, they're so awful, those Trump people. I know, like, you can't be like that either. I mean, like, you got to weed out what the situation is here and what the facts are of all this stuff. And, you know, you can't just blindly go with the flow for either one of those. And, you know, critical thinking is something that I think gets lost from a lot of people, or lost on a lot of people, and that's the most important part. I saw this photo, and this is hilarious to me, and I know not everyone's going to love it, but this is something that popped up. It's like the Protest of the Month Club. I've talked about these folks for years. I've been saying it for years about the folks who were protesting from one thing, and they're like, oh, now we got to protest against that because they're the worst people in the world. And when I saw that, I just kind of got a kick out of it because it is. Everybody just decided we're protesting stuff all the time. So now we're going to be protesting these guys instead of anything else. And, you know, the funny thing is that with regards to that, do you not see these folks who are celebrating in the streets, Venezuelans around the world who are happy about all this stuff? And, you know, I found this other, and by the way, and it's not one side of the media that's talking about how bad this Maduro guy is. It's not. You know, in fact, I was reminded when this popped up in my feed. I love, like, do you ever, like, the in-depth kind of journalism stuff? The folks from 60 Minutes. And they had this piece that, you know, we'll end up posting. Let me just make sure the volume's off. It is. But they did this story a while ago about it from Venezuela and about, like, what the poverty rates are and what the situation is like and the limited freedom and all this other stuff. And they were asking, you know, people, you know, what would you think if Maduro was replaced? And they were pretty freaking happy if he would have gotten replaced. Because of, you know, especially like their last election, where their polls showed that 70% of the people voted for the other person, this woman who should have won their election. And he's like, nope, I'm just going to stay. I know. All the stuff that people talk about here when they think about, like, Trump as a dictator, like the people who are on that bandwagon, you know, this is somebody who actually did that stuff. And that's it. And these, you know, people who protest that also kind of turn a blind eye to that stuff with the fishing boat stuff. Those fishing boats aren't fishing boats. You know, when you've got gigantic horsepower on those boats filled with all those drugs that are making their way to the States, those aren't fishing boats. And so where am I on this stuff? Am I like, Trump is the greatest guy ever? No, I don't think that at all. I am not that guy. But You know, for the fishing boat thing, which isn't fishing boats, those drug boats, sank them all. And then for this stuff, I don't think this is a terrible thing. Now, when I first saw it, my first reaction, my 100% first reaction, before we had confirmation that they had extradited Maduro, captured him and extradited him, I'm like, where's the fish, man? What the fish? Well, let me take this. I'm like, what the fish, man? Are you serious? I'm like, why are you around with Venezuela on this stuff? Like, what the heck is going on? But that they aren't going in and like putting like a permanent presence in and boots on the ground, like all that serious stuff. We just went in, got the bad guy, and are out. And that doesn't seem like a terrible thing now, you know, looking back at it, at like why they did it, how they did it, and all that other stuff. It seems like it kind of was not a bad deal, especially after seeing the reactions of the people from Venezuela, like the actual Venezuelans celebrating in the streets. Sure, now there's some of those people who are out there who are like, no, he was the best. Yeah, those are the people who figure, I think they're just doing it out of safety. They're doing it like, I want to show my support, my loyalty to our regime. But it's not like the U.S. is, you know, setting up shop there. Because, like, it's a great line of conversation. Like, I would love to have some of those Protester of the Month Club folks call in and talk about it. Because I know what's going to happen. Say, oh, yeah, it's that U.S. imperialism and they don't care about anything else. I'm like, Well, first of all, I'm kind of cool with the Monroe Doctrine. I don't hear people talking about that. But it seems pretty good because just before they went in to get Maduro, he was meeting with the Chinese and with the Russians and Iranians. And they were running the oil out of there around sanctions and all that other stuff. And I'm great with U.S. dominance in the Western Hemisphere. I have no problem with it. It's easy to say because I'm from the U.S., right? It's not a terrible thing. You know, it is not a terrible thing. And it's not a bad thing for stability in the whole Western Hemisphere. You know, this guy's a piece of spam. And they got rid of him. And now the Venezuelans going to be happy. The other thing is, I think it was under Chavez when they nationalized all the petroleum industry over there, which was the American industry. And in fact, the Venezuelans were kicking some butt. They were living life large. And then the bottom started to fall out under Chavez. And after he died, they had Maduro, who, you know, ascended. And things have not been better under him either. And the Venezuelan currency is awful. And the people there, was it 70%? Hold on, let me see that report again. Oh, no. Okay. Let me go back to it because it's listed on the thing. 70% live in poverty. And they talked about it being like a stunning reversal of fortune for a nation that was once one of the wealthiest countries in the world. And this lady who gets interviewed in this story, she makes $50 a week, and that's not enough to feed her family. Well, no kidding. And so now I wonder how things are going to go. There's also a conspiracy theory that, you know, because I thought it was weird that Maduro's wife was arrested too. How often do they get the wife? Well, they got the wife. But so the conspiracy theory is she was never named for anything, but they named her after they got her. And the conspiracy goes that this was a way for Maduro to save face within the country. He negotiated this because that was a way to, you know, just kind of make it look fine. Like he said, fine, I'll give it to you. I'll be there at this place or whatever. I don't know. U.S. knocked out a lot of defensive hardware throughout that whole thing. Yeah, this is funny. And man, I'm looking at other videos of people celebrating the capture of this guy. And this is not like it's all Fox News. No. It is not Fox News. This is like Reuters, ABC, NBC, AP, covering all these people who are celebrating the capture and removal of Maduro. And so, did you see the dude telling the DEA Happy New Year as he was being escorted? No, I didn't. That's awesome. That's hilarious. But I mean, so again, my first reaction when I heard it was really like, what the fish, man? Because why are we getting involved in something else? And this is crazy and blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, yeah, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. And again, that whole Monroe Doctrine about saying, hey, you can't influence things going on in our hemisphere, kind of awesome with that. Oh, you imperialist? Yeah, that's me, the imperialist. Look at me living in my privileged life on top of a pile of money. That's totally, yeah, no. I'm just telling you, it's good. Anyway, good morning to you guys. Good morning, Connie. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us this morning. But I would love to hear what you guys think about this stuff. Feel free. Give us a call. 670-789-2323. 670-789-2323. Give us a call. What do you think about this whole thing going on in Latin America? Is it a big deal? No deal? Kind of deal? I think it's a no deal. It's not a big deal. I think it's a big deal for the world because, I think it's a big test for Russia and China. I think it's a big test because, China is like one of the biggest partners of Venezuela. No, Bruce says, Brad, does this remind you of Panama? Funny enough, Panama happened, I'm not talking about the Van Halen version, but Panama kicked off just before I got in, right? I think it was 89. And I knew guys who were part of that and everything, and they swooped in and just said, America. I mean, they went so America that they brought speakers and Metallica music, and they were just blaring it until they finally got him out. That's how funny it is. The United States invades Panama, and not only are we going to go in there, I know you guys like your salsa and everything, but I'll tell you what, we're going to Metallica you until you surrender. First of all, Metallica should be like, yeah, that should be our music. We're so tough. But also it should be like, wait, our music is that bad that they're going to surrender. It's freaking awesome. I can't believe it. I'm telling you, it would literally be Team America World Police. If it wasn't for a little bit of the language, okay, a lot of it, and that passionate marionette scene. I would love to show my kids the stupidity of that movie and how funny it is. But I can't. They're not old enough yet at 13 and 14. They're so close. They're just not there yet. I'm figure 15 and 16. We could probably do it. Now, because they'll be probably using all the bad words and stuff. I know they already know them, but I'm not ready. I'm not ready to watch that with my kids. Just, again, some of the dialogue is just bad. No, I don't care about the Durkistan. There's a terrorist on Bakalakadaka Street. And I'm like, it's so good. But some of the dialogue, especially when they're in the limo at the beginning of the movie, I can't.
can't watch that movie with my kids. They're just not ready for it yet. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, Tobot's all about that Metallica when he's tinting. That's right. You will get it done. Yeah, I know. So that happened in Panama. And but see, the thing is about the U.S., when the U.S. goes into these places, we don't keep them. We're not invading to keep them. Like when the Soviets invaded Afghanistan, they were going in there to keep it. They wanted another seaport. We went in there to go after bad guys, and then we lost our way. I mean, that's what ended up happening. I think the whole problem with us in Afghanistan is that we went in there and lost our way. Because we went into Iraq for no reason in 2003. But if they would have done it right, we wouldn't have got into those things. But like the United States didn't end up keeping all these things. Like they were just watching a whole bunch of stuff about Iwo Jima, and I'm like, yeah, why did they give that back? Why did they give Iwo Jima back? They did it as a good faith kind of thing, as they were negotiating everything at the end of World War II. It just seems like it would be something cool to hang on to. Anyway, so as we continue to talk about this, the fact is that Maduro is going to be facing charges in New York, federal charges, and Venezuelans all around the world are celebrating this move. And so while I understand the initial reaction, I understand a few things. One is the initial reaction to everybody, like, what the fish? Like, why are you invading a country? Well, we didn't really invade them. Just went in, took a dude, now we're out. And a criminal who they want to prosecute, who just happens to be their president, who lost the last election but maintained power. And so now their whole country is, like, save for some of the lackeys, Venezuelans, that doesn't change the fact that Venezuelans around the world are celebrating this, as being reported on all types of media, not just one. You can't bury that story. And looking at some of the, this is the amazing part, is the all these anti-aircraft things. But is the technology that the U.S. military has so much better? Because I think it is. Like, holy cow, we're seeing all this Soviet and era and Russian, the latest Russian stuff, and Chinese defense stuff just sucks. Like, we're so much more advanced. We're spending literally trillions over the years on our defense budget because we're living in fear that the Chinese and the Russians have some good stuff. We're freaking smoking them everywhere, which is a good thing, right? We are the good guys, they are not. So we are smoking them everywhere. We could take out people's power. We could, their electricity, that is. All their defensive stuff, all their radar, their anti-air, their man pads, everything, wah, 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 compared to what we've got. I don't know. Like, I think it's a good thing. And that makes me wonder now. Like, I'm hoping we have a lot of these good things continue to happen because we need more people to join the military if they're going to continue to do stuff that works. Yeah, and this works. Like, this is a good thing. And I know there are people who don't think we should be out there meddling. And, the other thing is the conversation that goes back and forth when you have with people about, well, I think this, well, the other guy
you know, I'm like, what do you mean the other guy? It's not back and forth. It's not a this or that. It's not a comparison. It's all that deflection I hate about it. Just talk about that incident or talk about that person or whatever. You know, always bounce it back and go into like the new person or the old person. Well, Biden. Oh, dude, I don't care about Biden. Well, with Trump, I don't really care about Trump. Like, why are you guys sticking on that? Look at what's happening on this, and you don't always have to say, well, this guy would have done it this way. All right, just meh. It's difficult to hear it. It is. It's tough to hear. It's tough to see. And I know it's like just one of these things. Well, anyway, I want to read something. It was a post. There's a guy I know, and we differ on our opinions about a lot of this stuff. And his take on a lot of this stuff is different than mine. But I like the amount of depth of his thoughts and his thought process about this. And I think we'll share some more of that now when we come back. We're going to take a real quick break. But, yeah, we'll be back.
Hey, bro, can I grab your bush?
Yeah, man, go for it.
Right on. Thanks, bro. Hey, bro, can I grab your bush too?
Sure, bro. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Now I can grab my own bush. Saipan, it's time to grab your bush. Pick up a 12-pack of ice-cold Bush, and you're in for more than just a refreshing beer. Every 12-pack gives you a chance to win exclusive Bush gear and more. So don't wait. Swing by your favorite store, grab your Bush, and join the fun. Because here in Saipan, the best moments are even better with Bush. Grab your Bush today.
Shiny smiles all around, where happiness is found. It's the little things that make it true. Shiny smiles start with
If you see something, say something. and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Now the courts. I'm Paul Stevens, Fox News. Former Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro is in custody in New York City following his capture by the U.S. military, but his legal problems may just be starting.
Ousted Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro will be arraigned tomorrow in federal court at noon Eastern. He'll be driven there from this federal detention facility where he's currently behind bars. Since he's arrived here, we've seen both protest and celebration outside this prison. Hundreds last night waving Venezuelan flags and people cheering for Maduro's downfall as he arrived at the Metropolitan Detention Center. But today, another gathering. Protesters chanting, "Release Maduro right now," and condemning the U.S. military action that got us to this point.
Fox's CB Cotton in Brooklyn, New York. So, did Congress actually need to know about the Venezuelan operation before the first strike? There is some disagreement on that on Capitol Hill.
The chair of the House Intelligence Committee, Rick Crawford, on Fox's Sunday Morning Future said this operation in Caracas was not for hunting enemy combatants.
There was no congressional notification requirement here because this was a law enforcement action.
Crawford said that maintains operational security, but a Democratic member of the House Intel Committee, Ami Bera, said on Fox News Sunday, now that the operation is done, the administration needs to explain the plan on Capitol Hill.
You can't undo the past, so it really is about what comes next and how do you stabilize Venezuela.
Bera said that will be important if there are any plans for military troops on the ground. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
The number of dead now rising in Iran amid riots over the collapse of that regime's currency. State media say at least 2 more people were killed when a grenade exploded during overnight protests. At least 10 people have died since Thursday. Dozens of protesters arrested. America is listening to Fox News.
This is Ainsley Earhart. Thank you for joining me for the 52-episode podcast series, The Life of Jesus.
A listening experience that will provide hope, comfort, and understanding of the greatest story ever told. Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Flights to the Caribbean canceled and or delayed Saturday after the U.S. captured Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. Fox's Madison Scarpino was at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport in Atlanta.
People are describing certain airports yesterday as pure chaos. Flights were canceled to and from places like Puerto Rico, Aruba, the Virgin Islands, and more. And the Caribbean is a top destination this time of year, according to AAA. Here's one Puerto Rican man who was stranded at a Florida airport with his mom yesterday, just trying to get home.
The part that was worrying me more was that my mother could run out of her medications.
Since the airspace is now reopened, major airlines like Southwest and United are working on adding additional flights in the coming days to help accommodate stranded travelers. And other airlines like Delta and JetBlue say they're expecting to operate its normal Caribbean schedule.
At least 743 flights are delayed, 26 canceled, according to FlightAware. At least 30 villagers reported killed, several others missing. This after gunmen raided a village in northern Nigeria's Niger state. The gunmen storming the village in the Borgul local government area on Saturday night and opening fire on residents. Meantime, national security advisors from Europe and other allied countries met in Kyiv Saturday as a U.S.-led diplomatic push to end the war war in Ukraine intensifies. President Volodymyr Zelensky saying Ukraine has now shared all proposed documents, including security guarantee plans, with advisors from at least 18 other countries. And a deadly drug-resistant fungus is spreading rapidly through U.S. hospitals and healthcare facilities. The CDC calls the Candida auris the urgent threat, with about 7,000 cases ID'd nationwide last year and infections reported in at least 60 different countries. I'm Paul Stevens. This is Fox News.
If you see something, say something. And stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care. All right, Marianas. Let's get you updated on all the NFL scores. These are the games that are happening right now. The LA Rams are winning at home with 32 seconds left to go. They've got the ball at midfield, 2nd and 18, leading the Cardinals. Oh my goodness, 13-6, excuse me. Raiders and Chiefs all knotted up at 3, but the Raiders are knocking at the door, 3rd and 1 at the Kansas City 4 with 2 minutes left to go in the first half. The Commies and the Eagles are all even at 7 with 23 seconds left to go. The Commanders have the ball on the Philadelphia 49 right now. 23 seconds left to go in the half. With a minute 22 left to go in the half, the Dolphins trailing the Patriots 14-7. And they're going to be lining up for a field goal here shortly. At the half, the Bears are trailing the Lions at home 13-0. In Denver, the Chargers have the ball, 4th and 1 on Denver's 43. Probably going to be punting away on that one because that's a 60-yard field goal. Not sure if Dicker, the kicker, is going to go for it on that one. Anyway, 1:33 left to go. Broncos up 10-0. The Bills up 21-0 here with 1:15 left to go in the half in their final game at Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park before they move to the new facility across the street. The late game today, 11:20. Tomorrow Standard Time. The Ravens and the Steelers going to be going head-to-head, and that'll sort out the final seeding for the playoffs. Rest of the games, we already know that the Seahawks and the 49ers, we know how that went down yesterday. Seahawks 13, 49ers 3. Texans beat the Colts 38-30. In Houston, the Browns beat the Bengals in Cincinnati 20-18. The Falcons win at home over the Saints 19-17. The Vikings smoked the Packers 16-3. It still wasn't all that good in Minnesota. Jaguars over the Titans by a lot, 41-7. Giants double up on the Cowboys 34-17. And that is your Week 18 update right now here on the Good Morning Marianas. I know, it's something to be happy for if you are a Seahawks fan, no doubt about it. All right, well, speaking of things to be happy for, it's an easy day on the road today, and you should enjoy it because why not? If there's got to be a silver lining to every cloud, and the traffic during the austerity has to be the thing that we look forward to, I guess, if nothing else. Let's take a look at traffic over here. We're going to go right to those pickleball courts
tennis courts over there by the hospital at AMP, and a little bit of traffic in every direction. Again, folks, don't be in a hurry today. Take your time, go slow, because you don't want to get all held up all over the place, because it's not a good day. It's wet out there on the roads today. A little bit of traffic over there in Garapan as well. Let's take a look going down the roads. Some folks over at the light by the museum, still not too bad. Gualarai got some traffic over there as well. And Quartermaster Road looks pretty good. Making our way downtown, the intersection that matters at the place where connections matter at IT&E looking pretty good. And the old AK intersection got a little bit of traffic, and it's not too bad. We're going to go further south on Beach Road. Things looking mighty fine. Again, only the private schools maybe in today, not all of them, as some of them are waiting until later in the week. A little bit of traffic by Guangdong Hardware as well. Seems like it's happening there all the time. Some more traffic over there in San Vicente as well, but take it easy, folks. There's no need to be in a hurry when the weather is like this today. The roads all over are slick. Yes, slick is the word of the day. Making our way around through Puerto Rico past AK. Everything's moving nice and fine down by the new dealership as well. And that brings us back to the initial intersection where things are looking pretty good. You know where things are looking really good? Over at AK Toyota. They've got all kinds of great stuff going on there. In fact, if you get yourself a cool new truck, you can get a brand new tent. That's right, and it comes with 3 years of free service. Best resale out there, that's on your Tacoma truck. Check out, they've got all kinds of promos over there at AK Saipan, and you can go and find them out for yourself. You can find them online at aksaipan.com, or you can go, like I said, go down there and check out their new facility. It's a rainy day. Maybe you're off today. It's not a bad idea to go down there and check it out. Yeah. Good morning, Jack. Great to see you, too. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining us today. And that's what we've got for all that fun stuff this morning. You know, one of the other things that we were going to talk about is that big story that dropped with the Washington Post. And that is something that won't be going away anytime soon. Kind of a big deal, I think you might say. But we have been reaching out to the folks with the Washington Post to try to get them on the show. So excited to get them on. They're just waiting the approval from their end so they can jump on the show with us. That is going to be the cool part. And, you know, if in case you forgot, I mean, this is it. This was the big story. Oh, yes, we're not going to get your 50 cents a week. Sorry, guys. Womp, womp. All right, anyway. Here, let's get rid of that part, too. All right, so that's a tiny territory in the Pacific doubles down on a giant Chinese casino. You know, it's this is the story that just won't go away, and the big thing is because this was a long a story that was long in the process developing and making this thing happen. The main thing was that. Oh my gosh, this was a story that was a long investigative piece. There were all kinds of contributors across different countries, and then when it came out, of course, it raised a lot of eyebrows here. Now, we had heard stories like, well, this is not going to help us in Washington. Well, I mean, you know, we got to deal with what we deal with. You know, these guys are out here, you know, making stuff up. They're out here just reporting on what the story is. And that's one of the cool things about getting the reporters in here so we can hear a lot more about what the whole process was and how it came to be that all these things ended up happening and how the story came about, the whole process, coordinating all this stuff. And so definitely excited about getting them in to talk about all this stuff. And my goodness, you know, it's a big deal. I got to bump into to people who are close to this story because I didn't know this guy got married last year. I got to ask him. It's not like he was going to Facebook me and say, hey, Brad, guess what? I just got married. No. But, like, I mean, I don't know. I have some assumptions that are easy to jump to. But, you know, I've heard from people in the legal world who have some thoughts about it, too, how they think that went down and what that's really all about. And, man, I'll tell you, you know, you could say what you want about the casino because I know I don't like the way it came in here, but the actual casino itself, I don't have any problem with like casino gambling in Saipan. That's just my take. I know there's people who 100% don't like it, no matter what, no matter how it came to be or anything. That part didn't matter to them. They just don't like it. Period. Got it. No problem. That's your take on it. I don't have a problem with it, but I don't like how it came in. I don't like the way that the money was peddled around here. I don't like the way influence was wielded because of the money that came in here. I didn't like the secondhand influence that happened when the people who got the money told people to do stuff on their behalf. Well, Brad, where's your proof? Oh, okay. You can talk about that all you want. I'm just telling you that that's exactly what happened here, and there's no denying it. And you can deny it, and you will be wrong. Well, Brad, you don't have any, like someone told me, he's like, well, innocent until proven guilty. I'm like, dude, I'm not saying that anybody's going to court for it. I'm just telling you that it happened. China came in here and wielded some influence, and they did it economically, and they did it buying land, and they did it giving all kinds of little envelopes to people who ended up, whether it was through a deal or we need an extension on this on the rules about building this place. We need to change how many rooms are in this place. We need to change, like, all that stuff happened. We can't forget it. That's it. You can't forget what happened. You can't forget how we got rolled politically by this company who's got all kinds of backing from folks in communist China. That's what happened. And so this story builds a real link between Team King and IPI. It's like the same company, the same people. And it's not some Japanese investors, according to this story, right? It's saying it's the same people who are involved in all this other stuff. It's like, it's the same person came in, it's the same car, just a new coat of paint. And that car doesn't run. Again, I'm not against the casino. I'm not. The model that they had with this casino, which was a great way for Chinese folks to get their money out of China, well, that doesn't work anymore because they're not able to do it. So when are they going to finish building this thing? And who's going to go there? As we have hotels closing all around us, who's going there? Because it's not going to be the Chinese. And I know that it's, that's the Chinese market wants to have all this stuff come back. I don't mind the casino coming back. I'd like them to finish that building. I'd like for them to finish that hotel. Them being whoever. I would like that building to be finished. And I'm cool with an operating casino in Garapan. Right now, there's not a whole lot of stuff operating. And there's not a whole lot of stuff coming in. And if that would bring tourists in, cool. But I don't think it's going to bring in those billions that were coming in before. Just not going to happen. Unless we become like a real casino town, which, you've got to do all kinds of legislation to make that stuff happen. And I don't see it happening yet. It's a super slow process. Anyway. So, all right. Well, that's the big deal there. That's the big deal there. We're gonna try to bring them in this week, and we're gonna walk through that whole thing. Tomorrow, we'll go a little bit more in depth in all this stuff also. But today we were all kind of Venezuela'd out. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. Yes. I'm cool with it. Yeah, I am cool with it. Thanks. That's a good point. You got, it is cool to see the comments coming in on different parts. All right. I guess that's just about it. I still love this thing. This thing is hilarious. For folks who are already jumping on a different bandwagon, you can trade your flags now. We're protesting this, we're protesting that. Now let's protest this part. I know. All right. I wonder if we can. I think we can. Hold on, let me do this. I want to show you something else. Video. 16 minutes. And I think it should just be under my downloads, yeah. All right, we're going to tile this part back. And we'll get rid of that. And let's just make sure. I want you guys to be able to see it and hear it.
Plague the country. Today, more than 70% of residents live in poverty. It is a stunning reversal of fortune for a nation that was once one of the wealthiest countries in the world. Venezuela's economy was crippled by disastrous socialist policies and mismanagement, a crisis exacerbated by 20 years of U.S. sanctions imposed in direct response to the regime's anti-democratic actions, human rights violations, and corruption. That triggered triple-digit inflation and a humanitarian crisis. Back at the market in Caracas, this woman said the $50 a week that she earns isn't enough to feed her family, and courageously answered this question.
What do you think would happen if President Maduro was removed from office?
Venezuela would change, she said. We would all be free. She told us she has plans to move to Spain in a few months. Nearly 8 million Venezuelans have fled the country in the last decade, roughly 1/5 of its population. Most of those who remained hoped last year's presidential election would be a turning point. But even after tallies showed the opposition won nearly 70% of the vote, Maduro refused to leave, stealing the presidency. Protests were met with brutal crackdowns, which the UN says included jailing, torturing, and even murder.
Well, I guess that was it. Wow, I thought there was more to that. But anyway, I appreciated that video because I thought it showed like more than one side. And that was before all of this stuff happened. Here, you can call us right back now, actually. Here, I'll call you back. We just had a call come in during that video. And I'm like, can you please call back after the video? Yeah, hey, sorry, we were playing that video. I couldn't take the call during the video.
I got your message. Happy day, Brad, and to everybody, happy Monday to you all.
Hey, is this Ray?
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for calling. How's it going? How was your New Year?
Man, it was quiet till Venezuela came in.
Yeah, no kidding. That was a wild start to the New Year this weekend.
Yeah, and I just want to throw in something that you were bringing up. But I was looking about the area of our geographical area here in the Pacific, and I noticed, Brad, that the United States military only goes after countries that are not superpower like Russia and China. And I guess Maduro had it coming, for being such an asshole, baby. Sorry for the word, but if you guys have noticed here in the Pacific region, all of a sudden, have you ever wondered why did the United States ban Tonga?
Ban Tonga?
Yeah, from entry. Couple of days. Yeah, you didn't know about that?
Oh, I didn't know Tonga was banned.
Yeah, Tonga is coming into the U.S.
It's got to be a connection to China. That's got to be it.
It is, and you know why? Way back in the early 2000s, the monarch, the king and queen, had a deficit of so many millions of dollars. There was a religious group that came in to offer to wipe up the debt. So the U.S., the Tongan monarch declined. They took up the offer of the Chinese government. That's why Tonga right now, you can get Chinese can get a Tongan passport, nothing, because it's under the realm of China.
Wow,
so,
yeah.
And now, here is to the people, I hope you don't mind me saying this bad, but for the Federated States of Micronesia, especially to your governor, beware, because you're contradicting President Trump, and you are really going and follow up with all I'm going to say is look up SSM Chuk governor, and you're going to see what I'm saying. He's trying to counter the United States, and and here's the thing that blows my mind off. You guys just got a great deal of the unpacking the compact, and in that, how many billions of dollars are they going to be getting in the next 20 years? Every year, starting I believe next year, their yearly budget for the United States is over $300 million a year.
Wow.
And where are we today as a Commonwealth of the United States? Now, here's to you legislatures listening in. This should have been directed by the former U.S. delegate Kelly before he got out. He should have reported to the government of the CMI the unpacking of the compact. Now, why am I emphasizing that? We should be reimbursed for all those years that we've shorted the Federated States of Micronesia. That really sucked our economy down financially. And that is where the information of unpacking the compact lacked information, and we lost a lot of money to that. We did. And to the legislators, especially APIL, Congressman Edmund Villagomez, if you're listening in, you got to do better than that. Why? We lost, like I said, we lost a lot of money, and you are part of it. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, yeah, and here, that's the thing is that there's a lot going on here in the vicinity that is really hurting us economically, and that is why I'm just trying to focus on these two issues here, because literally look at it this way: if China and the United States and Russia are really at this internationally, right? Why are they still here in the island?
Yeah, no kidding. Well, I wonder how that's going to work out. And I imagine, I could see it happen. Like, remember when we had the senator from YAP who was here? And we were talking to him about it. And his tone changed a little bit when we talked about the China stuff. Because China is making their way over there and having conversations with folks and all that stuff. And I don't think that they're an independent country, right? The FSM. Yeah. So he's kind of like, I got to try to get the most I can out of everybody. So they're trying to kind of play both sides and figure out how to do all that stuff. And these guys, the closer they dance with the Chinese, the more difficult it's going to get with the U.S. Or the U.S. is going to step up and say, hey, you got to get rid of those guys. That's it. So I don't know. But, yeah, that whole thing about Tonga, I saw that after you mentioned that. I looked it up. That's recent. That was just like a couple of weeks ago.
Yep. And that's crazy because, Tonga there's Tongas here in Taiwan. Now, what's going to happen to them?
Oh, well, if they're blacklisted,
that's the thing. That's the thing that we do not know. And it's something that I'm just throwing out in this discussion because this goes back, and I'm just analyzing, this goes to one particular area here. And this has to do with your 99-year agenda, Senator Manning Castro. And that is why this all ties to that, because literally when you look at it, 99 years, who's going to benefit in this? Outsiders. Right now, outsiders, when I say outsiders, just think about you lease your land for 55 years. And within that 55 years, there's nothing that in the law, in the state of mind, that says that the locals, when they sublease the land, they should get another percentage based on the sublease. But there's nothing to protect the locals if that accord. Now, coming with this 99 years, who's who's going to protect us from that? Nobody. It's that portion there goes to outsiders, and outsiders such as Chinese, Japanese, we need them in all walks of life coming here. We in a sense, when you look at this, Article 12 is really in jeopardy because all this economic movement, the only asset we have here in the city, when you look at it, is our land. On the surface, it's our land. And in order to make our land prosperous, we have to accommodate the outsiders. It's always been like that. Why can't we balance something that, hey, we'll accommodate you, but in the due process, when you sign a lease and this and that, well, there has to be a benefit for the people that you're signing with in the long run if you're going to sublease. But again, that is the only asset we have in the entire Marianas besides, well, I can't say our asset is the water because that's still in question with our EEZ. But on the surface, land is the only asset we have.
Mm-hmm.
And go ahead, Brett.
No, I was going to say, with regards to that, I think it's even bigger because I think what happens is if you get rid of Article 12, and this is just my own thought about it, right? Like I feel like we don't have a property tax. And I think a property tax is what makes a lot of neighborhoods great and makes school systems great and all that other stuff. But if you have a property tax, I feel like you don't own your land anymore, right? I feel like because if you don't pay your property tax, you get all kinds of fines, you can lose your stuff and all that. So I think property tax means you don't own your land anymore. So right now, we don't have a property tax because there's no way for people who aren't NMD to take your land. Like the government can't take your land and stuff like that. But if you get rid of Article 12, all these people who are talking about, oh, I think it'll be great for our economy, people will be able to do all this other stuff, you know, like all that, right? People who think that we'll be able to have all this economic development and all that. I think what ends up happening is that all these other people who have all this money outside, they come in, the real estate goes through the roof. You're right. The prices for the land would go up because you'd be opening it up to all these other people who have money to buy it. And then you get all these other people in there, and this is where the slippery slope starts. I think you get all these other people from outside who come here, and they could even be U.S. citizens, so they could be eligible to vote. They end up buying the land. They end up getting the land. They've got all these great resources. But there's a lot of people here who make some money off of land sales. They feel pretty good about it. Fancy homes start going up and all that other stuff. All this stuff sounds good so far, except what you end up doing is you change the demographics out here in the CNMI. So on top of other people being able to get the land, now I think that's when you start getting other folks you get different representation in our local government. And when you get in our local government, you got these folks, because there's a bigger block out here, somebody eventually is going to be okay with this property tax idea, because all these people who have all this money, who bought all this land, now, well, you're just taxing them. You're not taxing our people. You're taxing the people who actually have the land. So all that tax starts happening. Then people who have had their land for whatever, like their old lanchador, you know, like you got your old little corner of somewhere where you just hang out for the weekend, your little farm, or, you know, whatever. Yeah. You got to pay this property tax on that. And holy cow, I'm retired. I don't have any money for a property tax. I'm not developing on this land. Then they lose that. And so then the local folks end up being renters in apartments instead of owning homes and all this other stuff. You're seeing that in Guam already. I used to talk about this in Hawaii, but look at Guam. It's so, like, a regular medium house over there is $400,000. $400,000 in Guam. You know, like, holy crap, I don't want $400,000 just so I can live in Dededo. Like, no, it won't be long before that kind of stuff happens over here. And we would end up making this big divide. And then the other thing, like you said, the people who say, wait, the land isn't our culture. I'm like, no, it is. Because it's what guarantees the ownership of the land. Oh, yeah, but I can sell it to everybody. Nobody's making me. Yeah, I know. But it's what guarantees that the local lands stay in local hands and that the culture remains relevant, because you have to. You have to deal with local folks for the land. You have to deal with local folks in the government. You have to deal with all this stuff. That's why I believe that Article 12 is a critical link to maintaining the culture of the Commonwealth.
May I interrupt and just say this in addition to that, Brad? to Congressman Angelo Camacho, Chair of the Land and Natural Resources from the lower house, Senator Corina Magofnia from the upper house, and Senator Manning Castro. Por favor, please read Section 102, 103, and 104 of the covenant. That area there would answer Article 12. And this goes back to 1981 of Chalancanoa Diocese. A lot of people do not know this. I have the documents provided by Mr. Song Song. And it states there in 1981, the Diocese of Chalancanoa, the government under Section 102 A and B, there has to be a quitclaim deed. Now, being a priest, and why I'm bringing out a priesthood here, because Chalancanoa Diocese, Mount Carmel, and everything used to be public land. Now, how did it end up in the hands of the late Tomas A. Camacho in 1981? That property is private land. Did you know that? And under the section of 102, A and B, the covenant states nobody or any entity should exploit the people of the Marianas. Covered and guaranteed in the covenant. Well, that's just what happened. The Catholic Church exploited our resources. How? And I'm emphasizing again to these legislators, please check those sections of the covenant because it states there. And be aware, Guam right now, this is where Article 12 is going to really come out and be a wreck in the Marianas because of the Bishop Aparo sexual case. I've been on this for so many years, Brad, and I'm telling the government, look at this because actually, technically, the last person that signed and lifted the pen of the paper for Article 12 to be enacted, it died the minute that pen lifted. Why? Because of the title that I've been saying. These titles skipped the covenant during the Trust Territory and American Nation Congress. These titles were issued by the United States government to a Bishop of Guam, a sole corporation with no quick claim deed, just straight to the title. That is where we've been exploited. And that is why I've been embarking on this for the government to really open the covenant and read what I'm saying because it's in front of your eyes. There's a big problem that hampers Article 12. And nobody wants to look at it. And I've provided documents to the lower house, to the upper house, free of charge. And I'm not even charging the government because I care enough to protect the interest, to take it upon myself. I believe it's a duty for every citizen that if you see something wrong or read something wrong, speak up or do something about it because you are making a big difference here. We cannot just leave everything to our politicians because they are not all in cahoots to making our lives better. I believe here in the same way, they're making their lives better, not the people. That's how I see my perception here. But again, por favor, to the legislators, open the covenant and check Section 102 to 104.
Yeah, and I know it's an issue. I know it's something that you're pretty passionate about too. I've heard that, and I wonder. Well, I mean, I'm going to have to sit on the sidelines and wait and see how that continues to go because I know you've been talking to you mentioned that you reached out to again senators and legislators about it, and to see like what their take on it's going to be. Well, man, I'll tell you, at least there will always be something interesting to talk about.
Yeah, but thank you again for the day, and enjoy your day, Brad, and everybody be safe. Happy Monday. I got to feed the dogs right now, and feed especially Henry Naputi here.
That's great. All right. Well, hey, thanks for your call, and hope you're having a great week.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. There we go. That was Ray Kittigwa giving us a ring about all kinds of stuff out here in Saipan, and always good to hear from folks. So if you've got thoughts about whatever is going on, give us a ring as well. All right. Well, it is 9:12. It should be enough time for us to have a new update. Let me just find out if it's ready. Today we only had that real quick 1-minute update from the Associated Press.
And so that's why we reached out to the folks over there on the other side of it, the right side of the fence, the Fox guys. And they do have another update, so here it is.
Mixed reaction to a U.S. military mission. I'm Kathleen Maloney, Fox News. Lawmakers are expected to be briefed on the operation that led to the capture of Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro, as some question its legality.
There's bipartisan disdain for Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, but Republicans and Democrats could not be more far apart regarding the motive for this operation and what comes next. Many Republicans say the administration had the authority to carry out this mission because they were carrying out an arrest warrant for Maduro and his wife. Democrats, though, say the administration violated the law by not seeking approval from Congress and undermined its power to declare war. The president has also indicated an interest in Venezuela's oil. Vice President J.D. Vance says it's Venezuela who stole American oil property. And moving forward, the administration pictures a future where oil companies invest in Venezuela with the revenues benefiting its people.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. Maduro and his wife face serious federal charges.
In the 25-page indictment, prosecutors laid out how Maduro used a drug smuggling scheme to line the pockets of his family and top associates. Former Attorney General Bill Barr, who oversaw the 2020 charges against Maduro, says he's confident there's a strong case now against Maduro. Barr citing many parallels to the case of Manuel Noriega, the Panamanian dictator ousted by the U.S. in 1989.
I think he will be convicted, and I think he's looking at sentences similar to, if not bigger than, Noriega's sentence. He's committed far more crimes in my mind than Noriega did.
Maduro denied the 2020 charges brought against him by the U.S. government.
Fox's C.B. Cotton. The capture of Maduro sparking protests in several cities across the country. America is listening to Fox News.
This is Ainsley Earhart. Thank you for joining me for the 52-episode podcast series, The Life of Jesus.
A listening experience that will provide hope, comfort, and understanding of the greatest story ever told. Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Latin American and Caribbean leaders have mixed reaction to the U.S. capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. Fox's Steve Harrigan is in Bogota, Colombia.
The U.S. military action in Venezuela has sent shockwaves across the region, nowhere more so than here in Colombia. President Trump issued a blunt warning to the president here, President Petro, saying he could be the next in line. Cuba also criticized the U.S. military action. Now, their regime could also be in the crosshairs. They depend on Venezuela for heavily subsidized oil. As far as countries who support the U.S. action in Venezuela, Argentina, Ecuador, and Chile. But perhaps nowhere was the excitement greater than in South Florida. More than 400,000 Venezuelan exiles live there now.
Maduro is currently being held in a federal detention center in New York, awaiting arraignment on Monday. Venezuela's Vice President, Delcy Rodriguez, serving as interim leader. A Kentucky woman's been charged with homicide after police say she used abortion pills and buried the fetus in her backyard. 35-year-old Melinda Spencer was arrested after going to a health care clinic and telling staff members she used medication bought online to end her pregnancy, which is illegal in the state of Kentucky. Police say Spencer admitted to taking the pills on December 26th and burying the fetus, described as a developed male infant, 2 days later in a Christmas-wrapped light bulb box in her backyard. Spencer later confessing she ordered the abortion drugs when she got pregnant following an affair. Swiss authorities have opened a criminal investigation into the managers of a bar where a New Year's Eve party fire killed 40 people. Prosecutors say the two are suspected of involuntary homicide and causing the fire. More than 100 others were hurt in the fire at the bar at a resort town. I'm Kathleen Maloney. This is Fox News.
Hey, bro, can I grab your bush?
Yeah, man, go for it.
Right on. Thanks, bro. Hey, bro, can I grab your bush too?
Sure, bro. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Now I can grab my own bush. Saipan, it's time to grab your bush. Pick up a 12-pack of ice-cold Bush, and you're in for more than just a refreshing beer. Every 12-pack gives you a chance to win exclusive Bush gear and more. So don't wait. swing by your favorite store, grab your bush, and join the fun. Because here in Saipan, the best moments are even better with Bush. Grab your bush today.